in there that you need to see. There's a photograph there, and I'm so relieved to give this to you because now I'm free. Now I'm free. That's what she said. And she talked to me. I've interviewed her. She talked about she went to prison. As some of you know, a lot of the workers went to prison for short periods of time. Steve Massoff is in prison for a very long time. Obviously, Gosnell has 3 life sentences. But she said that when she went to prison, I said, was it not terrifying to go to prison? And she said, no, the dark was what scared me. And I said, what was wrong? What do you mean the dark? And she said, because I always saw him. And I thought she was meaning Gosnell. And she said, no, it was baby boy A. And all I said to him, she said, was I said, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Because she had stood by and watched what he did, and she herself had also been involved in this. The book is very, very powerful. It's a page-turner. It tells the story about the crime. It tells the story about the media. And Brian Kemper spoke to you guys earlier. Brian Kemper is in this room. He's one of the people who really brought attention to this by organising the Tweet Fest. And people all came together, and we do a big thing in the movie as well about the Tweet Fest, because it was rock stars like you who kept tweeting, why won't you report this story? Why won't you tell? Where's the media? And really beautiful people out there, and I know loads of you guys were in that Tweet Fest. It made a huge difference. It's very powerful. You changed everything. Your noise made Kirsten Powers notice, and Kirsten Powers wrote that USA Today op-ed. And the next day that the court met, the next day they met, the judge said, something has changed here. Jury, please ignore the fact that the media have suddenly noticed this. The judge said it 3 times that day. Please ignore the fact that suddenly we're a news story. This is what you did. That's what you did. And the book records that. It records what the media did. It records what the hateful people in the Department of Health in Harrisburg didn't do. Nurses, people who became nurses, who found out, who got complaint after complaint after complaint, and 2 women died. Samika Shaw, 22 years old. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Her life mattered, but no one cared. And no one cared, and no one's protesting it, and no one went and investigated. Imagine a woman died at an abortion clinic, and Carnamaya Monger died, a Bhutanese refugee. Can you get anything more pathetic than that? And no one bothered. And it's a sanctuary city. Philadelphia is a sanctuary city. Well, so much for that. Not much sanctuary for Carnamaya Monger in 3801 Lancaster. This is the story that we tell. And it's really powerful. And there are heroes here. There are heroes here. And I want to tell just very fast a good story, because it's important to have a good story. At the grand jury, one girl appeared and was asked to tell her story. And she said, I was a late-term abortion. It's a 3-day procedure. I don't need to educate anyone here about that. And she went for the first day, and she said to Gosnell, I want to know what happens to the babies afterwards. And he said, we burn them. And she went home, and she told her cousin, and you know the way it is, you go home and you come back, and you go home and you come back for 3 days. And she went home, she told the cousin, and the cousin phoned Gosnell, and Gosnell said, you're not getting your money back. And I don't do reversals. And Christine Wexler, in the grand jury, said to her, well, what happened? And she said, oh, my baby started kindergarten today. And the grand jury, for the first time, stood up and applauded.
I also speak. We're married, I also speak. We're joint authors, but I do speak sometimes. One thing we will say, Planned Parenthood are geniuses. Right? We are journalists, we're educated, we read a lot of media. We didn't know what an abortion was. We didn't know what goes on. We didn't know the law. No one knows the law. It's important. The 2 prosecutors who were investigating this, they suddenly realised we need to know the abortion law. They sent the intern off to get the statute. They realised, they came back and read it. 24 weeks, 6 months. They didn't know you could have an abortion in 6 months in Pennsylvania. Planned Parenthood are smart. You need to be smarter.
Yeah, and the law in America, and to get this message out, the law in America can only be compared to the laws in North Korea. In North Korea, that's the only other place. Well, that's way better.
We are signing books now, and I'm going to talk. We're signing books outside. We'll see you out there.
The movie is going to come out as soon as we can get distribution. Every large distributor in America rejected us. They said it was too controversial. They're the same people who made Obvious Child, the rom-com about abortion, and made the Lily Tomlin road movie about a grandmother collecting money for her granddaughter's abortion. So we are going to get it out. No one is going to stop us. This film will be out.
Two